Buc-ee's is bigger and better than ever. Over the past year, we've seen the beaver break new ground all over the country. The iconic grocery store mascot is constantly digging around for new places to settle down and new ways to break its own records. Buc-ee seems to be expanding almost by the day, as new states decide they want a piece of the opulent bathrooms, good barbecue, and the best gas prices around. So what all has this bucktooth mascot been up to over the past year? Let's take a look back and find out.
The state line in East Tennessee.
I was at one yesterday, believe it or not. News 13's Rex Hodge was there for the opening celebration. He says it's more than just a place to fill up with gas and eat.
What you're talking about is 120 gas pumps and 74,000 square feet with everything you can possibly imagine inside.
Welcome to Buc-ee's!
Filling up for gas never had so much adventure.
They're having a big Buc-ee's opening at the largest one in the world.
Montgomery Wallman is from Washington State, looking around for property in Tennessee and found out about this place. Had to see it.
Very impressive.
You can fill up on gas and fill your senses inside this huge facility off Interstate 40 in Sevierville. Everything from barbecue to beaver nuggets. Representatives say you can shop for Christmas, even to furnish your home.
You watch hundreds of people flow into the building with the awe and the shock on their face.
You show him your sticker?
Faces from parents
Cheap grass, good barbecue.
to kids, revealing amazement.
There's a lot of stuff. They have an ice cream freezer in there.
YouTubers chronicling the event.
Let everybody know that it's open and it's huge.
Dignitaries on hand for the ceremonial ribbon cutting, including Tennessee Governor Bill Lee.
If you read the story about this great American story that is manifest here today, it's impressive.
Founder Arch Alpin, his childhood nickname behind the infamous beaver mascot.
Everyone at Buc-ee's is so humble for the welcome.
This travel center is putting more than 400 to work in full-time jobs. It's the biggest to date until Buc-ee's home state of Texas opens a bigger one next year. This giant convenience center is at the Exit 407 Gateway to Adventure, part of an Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians development designed to attract millions to the Smokies.
They got an exciting little resort-style venue, show, theater kind of thing going on. They've been a pleasure to work with. It's going to be a sight to see.
Montgomery Wallman says this Buc-ee's is too.
And I wish they had one of these back home where we're from. That place is incredible.
And the director of operations says he won't say where, but there are plans in place to put a Buc-ee's in North Carolina. Reporting from Sevierville, Tennessee, Rex Hodge, News 13.
We do begin tonight with that new development in the works for the city of Benton that could, at long last, bring a high-profile convenience store to Arkansas. Channel 7's Ashley Lunningham joins us live in the studio with more on what that might be. Ashley.
Yeah, Chris, the Benton Advertising and Promotions Commission approved a bid Thursday, and this was a bid for 29 acres of land on the corner of I-30 and Highway 229, and if finalized, could be a big investment into the city of Benton. Thursday, the Benton A&P Commission approved a bid for purchase of land on Interstate 30. The bid was made by the company CSMS Management LLC for 29 acres to build a potential travel center. This is part of the 55-acre land purchase by the city from resident Jim Thomas. The center would cost around $60 million and employ around 250 people, ranging from $16 to $18 an hour. And in the proposal, the company estimates around 5 million people will visit this facility annually, with 60% being from outside the county and the state. There has been speculation on social media and reports from two news sources that this travel center could potentially be the popular travel center chain's Buc-ee's. We spoke to residents in and near Saline County about what they think it will be.
So the scuttlebutt is that it's a Buc-ee's, at which point I'm stoked because I've never been to one, but anybody who has, it's like a cult level following. So I'm just curious what the buzz is about because I have never been to one. So I'm excited.
Benton resident Nicole Purdy says she has heard the rumors too.
I mean, speculation saying, yeah. I really hope so. I mean, I'm optimistic about it for sure.
The travel center estimates to spend $1,250,000 annually on tax revenue and an additional $275,000 annually on property taxes. Purdy says no matter what it turns out to be, continuing to see Benton grow is something she likes to see.
We've been here for a few years now, and we've just watched it explode.
And honestly, the amount of money that's going back into Benton, it's been really nice to just watch everything grow and just having more opportunities for the kids and making it just, better place to live, safer place to live too.
We spoke with the city of Benton, and they say they cannot confirm the travel center will be a Buc-ee's at this time. The city does say the next step is for the company to sign the contract for the sale, and the company is then required to start construction within a year and complete the facility within 3. On your side, I'm Ashley Lunningham.
Some big numbers being thrown around down there. Ashley, thanks very much. We will keep you updated as we learn more.
Good news for fans of Buc-ee's, a sign of progress literally at the site of the store that will be built in Amarillo. The location is I-40 East, just south of the highway at the Airport Boulevard exit. Under the economic agreement with the city, they have 15 months from the start of construction to have everything ready to go to open for business, so that could happen around this time next year. They are expecting to employ around 150 people. The founder of Buc-ee's says the Amarillo store will open in February 2025. Arch Beaver Applin was in town for today's groundbreaking. ABC 7's Dalton Williams spoke with Applin about why he chose Amarillo for their next location.
It's been a long time coming, but construction of Buc-ee's Amarillo is officially underway. Mayor Cole Stanley, as well as other council members, Chamber of Commerce, and the president of Buc-ee's broke ground Thursday.
We honed in on the possibility of Amarillo a couple years ago. These projects take a long time to get done, but we knew that we'd like to have something in the Panhandle area, if you will, for the traveling public. And so Amarillo, with the hiring base, the population, it just made all the sense in the world right here on Interstate 40.
Arch Beaver Applin says if they do their job right, people will plan their trips around stopping in Amarillo.
So for the traveling public, not just the people in Amarillo, but the people that are wanting to travel, it could be we hope they find it as their oasis to stop on the long trip. So we're excited about being in Amarillo.
Chamber Vice President Penny Bentley believes it will attract more than just travelers.
We've seen a lot of locals that came out here today that are excited about it. They're going to shop out here. They're going to make this a stop for their Sunday morning brunch or breakfast or something, So locals will be utilizing this store probably as much as the traffic on the highway is coming into town. So
Bentley is also excited about the hundreds of good-paying jobs Buc-ee's will create.
It's going to create a lot of jobs. I know I said something about maybe 150 to 200 jobs, and one of the Buc-ee's officials said a store this size will probably easily employ 500 people or more. So, it's fantastic that they are bringing this, what you think of is it a convenience store, is it a gas station? And they told me, no, they're not in that business, they're in the hospitality business.
Applin says he will be back for the grand opening in February of 2025. In Amarillo, I'm Dalton Williams, ABC 7 News.
And along those lines, we want to know how excited you are about Buc-ee's coming to Amarillo. Go to abc7amarillo.com to answer our poll question, then join the conversation on Facebook. On our website, you can also watch a replay of today's groundbreaking and news conference and get a closer look at the renderings of what the store will look like.
Taking a live look at the San Marcos City Council meeting, where tonight members are expected to vote on building a Buc-ee's along I-35 south of Yarrington Road. The proposed 74,000 square foot Buc-ee's would have 120 fueling stations and bring 175 full-time jobs to the city. According to council records, the Lake Jackson-based company would have to invest at least $50 million into the site. If approved, Buc-ee's would be required to submit construction permits by June 1st. Buc-ee's currently operates over 30 stores across Texas, including not too far from this proposed site in New Braunfels.
Everyone's excited about it, I think.
Everybody talks about it, so, it's kind of cool.
Arkansas's first Buc-ee's store and fueling station, set to run along I-30 off the 114 exit in Saline County.
So everybody's going to be out there for it, be pretty popular.
Known for their over tripled amount of fueling pumps, endless food options, and more.
Just having that place here, number one, is going to bring a lot of revenue to our community, and it's just a great place to shop. They have everything you want in one little stop. We don't have that close out here. We got to drive a little ways into town to get someplace to shop.
And bringing hundreds of jobs with competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits.
It will be providing a lot of jobs for people, so that's always a good thing.
I think that's good for the economy around here. You know, we're kind of poor around here.
But it does come with some concerns for increased traffic due to ongoing construction in the area.
I'm excited because Buc-ee's is awesome, but the traffic that it's going to bring right here to our exit is going to be crazy. And you know, we've been living with some crazy traffic out here for a while. But they have been making some progress lately, so maybe it'll kind of light a fire.
But the Arkansas Department of Transportation says they plan to have the I-30 Saline project complete by the end of 2024.
Now, Buc-ee's locations are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Another anticipated factor in this fueling station's arrival. On your side, I'm Kayla Christian.
We won't have to drive all the way to Dallas. Kayla, thank you very much. While the commission did approve most of that site plan, they did table the question of how tall the Buc-ee sign will be. That's going to be taken up at a later date.
Buc-ee's cleared its last hurdle tonight, and now Huber Heights will house its first location in the state. Huber Heights Planning Commission approved the detailed development plan at tonight's meeting. Jenna Lee Bork live from Huber Heights tonight. So, Jenna Lee, what did the discussion focus on?
Elise, not surprisingly, most of the time was spent talking about traffic concerns. Despite a farm owner's concerns about traffic and people being able to get onto their property, the Planning Commission felt good enough about what they heard and voted to unanimously approve the plan.
We are excited. We are excited to be in this community and excited to be part of the Huber Heights community and the state. This will be our first store in Ohio and hopefully first of many.
A 74,000 square foot Buc-ee's is on its way to Huber Heights. The convenience store's detailed development plan was laid out by the city's planner, Aaron Sorrell, of the Planning Commission. The plan detailing parking, lighting, retention ponds, landscaping, signage, outdoor sales, building entrances, and you guessed it, traffic flow.
Exiting there, they'll have the option to go left. But that overextension, is that in anticipation of stacking so that people would go right and then eventually queue at the light?
A traffic study was done and ODOT's simulation videos showed traffic flow projections as far as 20 years from now. Another concern brought up was universal changing tables, especially since Buc-ee's is known for having impressive restrooms.
We've been kind of following along with Buc-ee's since day one. And so we've been trying to share knowledge and resources. If there's not a restroom, you know, folks are being changed on the floor or in vans or just staying home. I always say if you put them in, you become a role model.
Scott Ratcliffe, Buc-ee's Director of Engineering, says even though this plan was approved, changes will still be made. He addressed the possibility of adding universal changing tables.
It is something that we discuss, and we're currently working through some operational issues. Being with the volume of people that we see, it's a concern.
Ratcliffe tells me the next steps will be getting the permits Buc-ee's needs and that a lot of work will have to be done with the Department of Transportation. Back to you in studio.
Now we start with breaking news tonight. But before we get to that, I want to tell you about the newest opening in Lulee's. Buc-ee's is now home to the biggest Buc-ee's in the country. Once again, it's in Texas. Now, for a short time, Tennessee had bragging rights with 74,000 square feet of beaver nuggets and brisket sandwiches. But today, Luling celebrated the grand opening of a 75,000 square foot travel center. CBS Austin's Betty Cross found out no city deserves the title more than Luling because that's where the Buc-ee's megastore concept first started.
Fresh chopped brisket on the board! Chopped brisket sandwiches are the #1 seller at Buc-ee's. They're what got Patrick O'Donnell out of bed around 4 this morning, so he could be the first customer in line for today's grand opening.
I love the brisket sandwiches. That's one of my favorites. It's probably the favorite, and then of course beaver nuggets.
Patrick has the receipts to prove he's been to all 50 Buc-ee stores. He says his enthusiasm for the travel centers started by accident.
So I'm seeing all these signs for a place called Buc-ee's, and I'm thinking, oh great, just a tourist trap place. So it just happened to be that I needed gas and I needed a restroom, and gas was cheap, the restrooms were clean, and I've been a fan since.
Governor Greg Abbott is also a fan of roadside snacks, clean bathrooms, and getting more good-paying jobs in small Texas towns like Luling.
I heard that
a manager of one of these places can make up to $225,000 a year. Close to, so let me just put it this way. The governor of Texas gets paid $150,000. So if this governor thing doesn't work out, Beaver, I may be coming to you applying for a job to be a manager and get a pay raise.
Buc-ee's is as important to Luling as Luling is to Buc-ee's. And that's because this is where the first mega store was built back in 2003. It was 35,000 square feet. Now it's 75,000 square feet, giving Luling, once again, the bragging rights for biggest store in the world.
Now, to bring that title back to Texas meant a lot to a lot of people, and so we're happy to do it.
Making this the biggest Buc-ee's has also meant more than doubling the number of employees to 250.
It's good paying jobs. It's 401k. It's paid vacation.
Luling residents agree. They say the sweetest thing about this store isn't the warm glazed pecans. It's that kids don't have to drive an hour down the road to find work. But there is one possible pitfall to having the beaver in your backyard.
The only downside to living in Luling is all your relatives want to come see you where they can come to Buc-ee's. So you can have a lot of unexpected knocks at the door.
No matter how big the crowds, the Luling store has enough bathrooms and gas pumps to ensure that from now on, Buc-ee's will always be biggest in Texas. In Luling, Betty Cross, CBS Austin News.
Just off of I-65.
Yeah, this gas station is going to have about 120 fuel pumps. Of course, all the snacks that you could imagine. Not the first Buc-ee's to come to our nearby communities. In fact, if you take a look at your screen right now, and I know a lot of you are into Buc-ee's, so look at your screen right now. This map shows you where teams are currently working on brand new locations. We're talking Murfreesboro and Clarksville being the closest to Nashville, but they're also working on that massive location in Sevierville. The one right there where you get off I-40 to go to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, it is bigger than any other Buc-ee's I've seen so far. We know the one on the plateau is open. In Crossville.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we stopped at before. Funny story here. We were just talking to Rick, who's part of our team here at Fox 17 News. He says that he stopped at his first Buc-ee's near Houston, Texas in 1985. How about that?
Well, it has a lot of y'all talking over on our Fox Nashville Facebook page, sounding off, letting us know what you think about Buc-ee's. Alicia writing right here, hope the Clarksville one doesn't happen. Doesn't need to be in front of subdivisions.
All right, so probably worried about the traffic up in Clarksville. Also, Joe Fisher shared this, saying just as long as they don't build one on 24, because you Buc-ee's lovers really jack up the interstate trying to get to a gas station. I mean, he's not wrong.
No,
there's usually
he's
a line
not.
of traffic.
Mary Blasky commenting, can't wait. We travel I-65 to our daughter's house. Love Buc-ee's.
If you want to sound off, you can do it anytime. Just head over to our Fox Nashville Facebook page. You can get swimsuits, art,
a good clean bathroom,
wall decor,
hot praline pecans,
coolers,
but there is traffic.
Fishing lures,
a wall of jerky.
We could literally write an entire list, a long list,
and
if
probably the cleanest bathrooms
once,
you've ever seen.
That's what I would say. Yeah. If you've never been, go once,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe you never want to go back. But at least go once and give it. It's an experience.
You can buy fire pits at Buc-ee's. Did you know that?
Yeah, camping tents,
quad chairs,
turkey fryers,
trailers.